Saiyan MGTOW here with over 9,000 opinions. Welcome to the video.
Eventually, likely to have to go up against Donald Trump, which history has shown is no easy task. And while Trump initially struggled to coin a damaging nickname for DeSantis, with his first attempt being the embarrassingly weak Ron DeSanctimonious, he later unveiled something with a lot more punch.
According to the Times, Trump has spent weeks trying to goad DeSantis into a fight, describing him in conversations as Meatball Ron.
Yeah, apparently he was calling him Meatball Ron, and I hate to say it, but Trump still got it. It's perfectly stupid, childish, and hurtful in a way that's genuinely difficult to articulate. Also, it's a pretty good name on its own. If you ask me to describe the perfect Meatball Ron, I'd say, I don't know, maybe a round little hamster or this smiley cartoon character, you know, little arms and legs, little mustache.
We'll get through it together.
Chris Pratt in the straight-to-streaming kids movie with weirdly Christian undertones that feels vaguely anti-Italian somehow. But then, if you simply showed me a photo of this guy, I'd say, forget everything that I just said. That is my Meatball Ron right there. That is my Meatball.
Woo!
Trump calls him in the future. The fact is, Meatball Ron remains a strong contender for the Republican nomination. And while many commentators insist on framing him solely in opposition to Trump, saying things like he's Donald Trump with a brain, that doesn't seem particularly meaningful. It's like saying that new restaurant is better than this chicken pot pie that fell on the sidewalk. Sure, it is, but you're not really giving me much useful information there. So, if I may quote Tom Brady's publicist while reviewing his old golf photos, let's take Trump out of the picture. And tonight, let's examine DeSantis on his own merits and look at just some of what he's done to and for the over 20 million people of Florida, because it's sometimes less than he claims, sometimes less than his critics claim, and sometimes worse than you may know. And let's skip over his early life, the short version being he grew up in Florida, was a standout baseball player, and even got to the Little League World Series with his local team. He then went to Yale, then Harvard Law School, and subsequently joined the Navy as an attorney. Eventually, he married his wife, Casey, despite having the most bizarre dating tactic I have ever heard. According to a former classmate, DeSantis would apparently tell dates he likes Thai food, but pronounced it thigh. And if they corrected him, he would make up an excuse and leave because, quote, he didn't want a girlfriend who corrected him. And if that is true, wow. Just imagine being on that date. You're out to dinner and out of nowhere, your date tells you that he really likes Thai food. And you think, wait, did he just call Thai food Thai food? I must have misheard. But then he goes on to say that he knows a great Thai food restaurant in the area, all while staring very intently at you, almost studying your reaction. So as politely as you can, you say, wait, do you mean Thai food? Like from Thailand? And then suddenly his face drops and he says, sorry, I forgot I have a doctor's appointment tonight, and he leaves, leaving you both with the check and the single greatest first date disaster story of all time.
Quote, let's examine DeSantis on his own merits and look at some of what he's done to and for the over 20 million people of Florida. Does anyone think this episode is going to discuss any of the good things Ron has done for Florida? And the first thing John wants to talk about is a rumor about how DeSantis found desirable, in his eyes, girlfriends. Big deal. But I agree, if true, then that would be ridiculous to not want a girl to correct you. I mean, yeah, too much is too much, but pronouncing it Thai food is just dumb sounding and should be corrected. But if this is all they got on young Ron, this man is a saint. Maybe Ron only joked about doing this, or only did this once. Maybe he talked about doing it and was kind of serious, but then never did it. Who knows? Rumor is rumor.
In 2012, DeSantis was elected to Congress, though while flashing forward. In 2012, DeSantis was elected to Congress, though while there, a former colleague says that he always had his earbuds in to keep people away. And if you're picking up on a theme of Ron DeSantis doesn't like hearing anyone's voice but his own, you're onto something. Because since becoming Florida governor, he's made shutting down dissenting voices something of a feature. Here is a campaign ad from last year in which he shows off his skill at battling the media.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is your governor speaking. Today's training evolution.
Damn straight.
Taking on the corporate media. Number one, don't fire unless fired upon. But when they fire, you fire back with overwhelming force. Does it say that in the bill? I'm asking you to tell me what's in the bill. Number two, never ever back down from a fight.
If I could complete the question, though.
So you're going to give a speech or ask a question? Number three, don't accept their narrative. It's wrong. It's a fake narrative.
I just disabused you of the narrative.
And you don't care about the facts.
Amazingly, until around 40 seconds.
Alright. I've seen DeSantis Q&As. I've seen the media these past 15 years. They are dishonest as all get up. They need to be put in check. They need to be treated like they are doing something wrong if they are failing to be good journalists and not asking real honest questions. Here is the full video of one of these clips. This is a Dave Rubin video, about 60 minutes, and they're editing. The first video is the 60 minutes edit, cutting out Ron's points. The second video is the whole exchange in context, something John Oliver seems not to care about. Here we go.
We wanted to ask Governor DeSantis about the deal, but he declined our request for an interview. We caught up with him south of Orlando.
Publix, as you know, donated $100,000 to your campaign, and then you rewarded them with the exclusive rights to distribute the vaccination in
So
Palm
first of all,
Beach.
what you're saying is wrong.
How is that not pay to play?
That's a fake narrative. I met with the county mayor, I met with the administrator, I met with all the folks at Palm Beach County, and I said, here's some of the options. We can do more drive-through sites. We can give more to hospitals. We can do the Publix. And they said, we think that would be the easiest thing for our residents.
But Melissa McKinley, the county commissioner in the Glades, told us the governor never met with her about the Publix deal.
The criticism is that it's pay to play, Governor.
It's wrong. It's a fake narrative.
I just disabused you of the narrative.
And you don't care about the facts, because obviously I laid it out for you in a way that is irrefutable. And so it's clearly not.
Isn't there the nearest Publix
No, you're wrong, you're wrong. Yes,
That's
sir.
actually a fact.
Okay, here's the full clip.
So first of all, what you're saying is wrong. That's a fake narrative. So first of all, when we did the first pharmacies that had it were CVS and Walgreens, and they had a long-term care mission. So they were going to the long-term care facilities. They got vaccine in the middle of December. They started going to the long-term care facilities the third week of December to do LTCs. So that was their mission. That was very important, and we trusted them to do that. As we got into January, we wanted to expand the distribution points. So yes, you had the counties, you had some drive-through sites, you had hospitals that were doing a lot, but we wanted to get it into communities more. So we reached out to other retail pharmacies, Publix, Walmart. Obviously, CVS and Walgreens had to finish that mission, and we said we're gonna use you as soon as you're done with that. For the Publix, they were the first one to raise their hand, say they were ready to go. And you know what? We did it on a trial basis. I had 3 counties. I actually showed up that weekend and talked to seniors across 4 different Publix. How was the experience? Is this good? Do you think this is the way to go? And it was 100% positive. So we expanded it, and then folks liked it. And I can tell you, if you look at a place like Palm Beach County, they were kind of struggling at first in terms of the senior numbers. I met with the county mayor, I met with the administrator, I met with all the folks at Palm Beach County, and I said, here's some of the options. We can do more drive-through sites. We can give more to hospitals. We can do the Publix. We can do this. They calculated that 90% of their seniors live within 1.5 miles of a Publix. And they said, we think that would be the easiest thing for our residents. So we did that. And what ended up happening was you had 65 Publix in Palm Beach. Palm Beach is one of the biggest counties, one of the most elderly counties. We've done almost 75% of the seniors in Palm Beach, and the reason is because you had the strong retail footprint. So our way has been multifaceted. It has worked, and we're also now very much expanding CVS and Walgreens now that they've completed the long-term care mission. Yes? And it's wrong. It's a fake narrative.
I just disabused you of the narrative.
And you don't care about the facts, because obviously I laid it out for you in a way that is irrefutable. And so it's clearly not. No, you're wrong. If you're looking for...
So she asked the question. He says, no, that's fake. This is what happened. Then she asks the same question. And he's like, no, I just told you how that's not real. It's not pay to play because Publix was the first to be ready to go. CVS and Walgreens got the vaccines first and were long-term care. There were trials and interviews and debates and location data supporting it. But in the 60 Minutes video, they skip his explanation. People love DeSantis partly because he's